Thank you for joining me for Miss Cobb's Kindergarten Corner today. Today we are going to get ready for social studies class. Hello boys and girls, thank you so much for joining me today. Today we are going to continue our discussion on historical figures. Remember that Miss Cobb told you historical figures means that those are people that lived a long time ago. And we are learning how they helped our country in history. That's very important. They did a lot of important things, and that's why we study about them. The first person we learned about was Stephen F. Austin. And Stephen F. Austin helped shape Texas. Remember, he brought over all the farmers and ranchers, 5,000 of them. He was born in Virginia. And there's colleges named after Stephen F. Austin, all these important facts that we learned about him. Well, today we're going to learn about a new historical person, and that person is George Washington. I bet all you boys and girls remember all about learning about George Washington when we learned about money in math class. So some important facts, and remember boys and girls, facts about people or facts about anything are things that are true. We need to remember that. Facts are things that are true. So the first fact about George Washington is he was our very first president. The very first one. He also is on the $1 bill and he's on the quarter. Remember we learned that in math class? Also, George Washington was born in 1732 at Pope's Creek, Virginia. Guess who else was born in Virginia? Stephen F. Austin. They both came from Virginia. Isn't that amazing? Also, did you know that George Washington does not have a middle name? I bet you have a middle name. What's your middle name? He had no middle name. Did you also know that George Washington was super tall? He was 6 feet tall. Wow! That's taller than Miss Cobb. That's taller than a lot of people. 6 feet tall is really tall. He also loved dogs. How many of you guys have dogs? George Washington loved puppy dogs. One of the really fun things about George Washington, boys and girls, is that he lost a lot of his teeth. And did you know that you guys are in kindergarten and that you're losing some of your teeth too? And you're losing them, all those little baby teeth, and your big teeth are coming in kindergarten? Well, George Washington did not take very good care of his adult teeth. So when he lost all his baby teeth, his big teeth came in, and he kind of ate a lot of sugar and stuff, and then he lost a lot of his teeth. Yeah, he had really bad teeth. He was also, some of the very important things that we need to learn about George Washington is how did he change our country? Why is George Washington so important? Well, he was the commander-in-chief in the Continental Army. Yes, and he fought many battles for us in this country. He was a very good leader. He led a lot of men in a lot of battles, and he helped secure our American independence. So not only was he our president, and he was very important to our country, but he also helped us develop our independence as a country. And he was also the very first person to sign the American Constitution. The Constitution is a very important piece of paper, boys and girls, that everybody in the country lives by. It has all the rules and all the laws that all of Americans live by to give us our freedoms in this country. And he was the very first person to sign that important piece of paper. So these are some very important facts about George Washington, boys and girls. I want you to play the video over and over again and really learn those important facts about George Washington. Now, I want you to practice turn and talk today. So I want you to turn and look at one of your family members at home, and we're going to practice that turn and talk. So this is what I want you guys to say. George Washington was... George Washington was, and you're going to finish the sentence. How could you finish that sentence, boys and girls? What would you say? So push pause on the camera, and I want you to say those words. George Washington was. Okay, boys and girls, now that you have practiced your turn and talk, the next thing that you guys are going to do is complete your assignment today in the practice section of our lesson plan. And it's going to be a very simple draw a picture and write down a sentence about George Washington. So thank you so much for joining me today in social studies class. I love teaching you, boys and girls. I miss you, and I want you to have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time in social studies class. Bye-bye.